What is up, guys? So last week I said I would do this podcast, silver versus Bitcoin. And obviously, when I say silver versus Bitcoin, I'm talking from an investment perspective. It's really difficult to say silver's better or Bitcoin's better. It really depends on your short-term and long-term goals. So I've had my YouTube channel on precious metal for 3 years now, and I've gotten a lot of different questions as far as how much money have you made over the years? What's your profit margin? Why would you buy silver if it was $16 in 2016 and now it's at $15.30? How much money have you lost? So obviously, those are people that don't understand how gold and silver work. If you want to get rich quick, gold and silver is not the place. If you want to get rich quick, Bitcoin is a place. If you want to get broke quick, Bitcoin is a place. What turned me on to gold and silver in the first place, back in 2012, I've been stacking since 2012, so 7 years. I have 7 years experience with silver. And I have about a year and change experience with Bitcoin. And even then, not that much experience. But I have a very investor savvy mind. As far as most of the time, I make good decisions on where to put my money. I believe in having your money work for you and constantly have your money moving around and putting it in different places. And this is highly frowned upon in the stacker community. I get it. When you touch your silver or your gold to put it somewhere else, especially, or if you have to dip into your silver stack. I get a lot of blowback whenever I talk about moving around your investment with silver. And I get a lot of blowback whenever I call silver an investment. But the thing is, I've had this relationship with silver, and I look at silver very different than a lot of these stackers in our community look at silver. And I appreciate it because I've had a massive amount of experience doing different things that not a lot of people have done with silver. So I can help people that are more of an average person as far as stacking goes, average salary, regular guy. I can help them, regular woman, whoever is watching or listening, I should say. And you got to understand, so when back in 2014, I was in a massive financial pinch. I had a business that was not doing so well, and I was accruing all this debt, and I made the decision to sell a lot of my silver to make up for it. And the thing you need to think about, whenever I say don't feel bad about dipping into your silver if you have to. The only time that it's bad to dip into your silver is because you overbought. You can't control your financial stuff. Over the years, things happen. Your financial situation could change. That's totally different. But now, if you're overbuying and you have to turn around and resell because you overbought within like 2 months, that's a whole nother thing. So that's not what I'm talking about here. If you're in a financial pinch, it actually saves you money to go ahead and grab your silver and sell it and fix whatever the financial issue is. Whether you're accruing too much debt, remember, debt usually brings interest, or to save a business. The first 2 years of business are difficult. There's nothing wrong with that. You're moving one investment into another. So I had experience in that sense. I've had experience starting a business, using the silver as a capital to start a business. I've used it to buy a home because unfortunately banks don't care how much silver you have. They want money in the bank. They want to see the number on the screen. So I've had a lot of different experiences buying, selling, flipping, all kinds of things as a hobby. Silver is also a hobby. It's a healthy hobby. Bitcoin is very straightforward. You buy it, it either goes up or it goes down. That's it. From an investor perspective. Now, if you actually use Bitcoin to pay for things, that's different too. But I'm talking as an investor. So where to put your money. What I liked about gold and silver too is it's slow. So I have stocks that I need to pay attention to every day. If you don't pay attention to stocks every day and you own them, you're taking a gamble because who knows? They could start collapsing and you're not even looking. So I wanted something real calm that I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to go digging for the edge. Like, oh, I need to know ahead of time so I could get in early on silver and gold. You don't have to do that. It's totally different. It's really relaxed, and that's actually one of the things I like about it. Bitcoin is go, go, go. You need to be setting an alarm every hour to check the price. And while you're sleeping, it's still moving, which is terrifying to me. That's another reason why stocks are good in a way, because there's at least a break. It stops. Bitcoin is just nonstop. Global, nonstop price up and down all night long. And that freaks me out. So right now we have gold approaching its 5-year high. The market's it's really easy to understand what moves gold and silver. And that's another positive quality of gold and silver, precious metal. Bitcoin, it's the usage and the demand that drives it. And it's kind of hard to really gauge how that's going. Like if it's going to go up, if it's going to go down. I personally, like I said, I don't have that much experience with it. I don't understand what really drives that price. So if you know, put it in the comments and let me know. I would like to learn, but I don't get it. Gold and silver, we have gold approaching that 5-year high, like I was saying. And usually conflicts are what drive it, okay? So you don't need to be reading these articles and doing all that stuff, like I was saying earlier. It's going to be in your face. So right now, gold has been moving up, and now it's starting to shoot up because why? There's 3 things. There's like a little formula. You got the U.S. involved in a conflict, and it's a conflict with a country that is oil rich. So this is something that really drives the price of gold and silver, and it takes zero research. All you need to do is watch the news. Have news things on your phone. And if you see something like that, the U.S. in a conflict with an oil-rich country, and there's a potential for escalation or anything like that, you already know gold and silver are going up. There was the whole thing in Venezuela did nothing. So you got to understand, there's a certain formula that you need in order for gold and silver to move. So everything that was going on in Venezuela, or is going on in Venezuela, silver was at its all-time low, or not all-time low, one of the all-time lows for the past 5 years, a 5-year low, something like that. It wasn't doing well. Let's just put it that way. Paris was rioting. Did nothing for precious metal. Now all of a sudden, you got the U.S. in the conflict with an oil-rich country, and boom, you have silver starting to move up, and you got gold at its 5-year high. So it's easy to read, is the whole point. And what I do, so my strategy is always keep the gold. So that mentality of don't touch your stack, I have that with my gold. I don't touch my gold. My silver is what I use as my safe haven or my debt relief or whatever. If I need capital or whatever, that's what I use. I use my silver. Gold I don't touch. And why? Gold is a global metal. So gold is going to be the first one to move. Gold is always going to be the pinnacle of precious metal. I said that in my last podcast as well. Everybody knows gold. Whereas silver is more of a North American thing. And they're both liquid, super liquid. No problem selling either one. But I prefer to have the gold versus the silver to hold. That's not saying that I'm not going to hold the silver, and my intention is to sell it at every chance I get. But should I need to touch it, or should I see a good investment opportunity, the silver, it will be the first thing to go. And that's why I say don't get attached to your silver, and don't buy only numismatic things or collectible things. in case you need to touch the stuff, you're far more likely to be attached to that, the limited mintage coins and stuff like that, than you are a 10-ounce Sunshine Mint bar that if you sell it, a week later you can go and buy it again. No big deal. Super easy to find. Everybody knows it. Super liquid. Buy the generic bars, and that way you get a good lump of money quick, and you don't have to sell all these individual coins in case you're in a bind. So now with Bitcoin, other than it moving constantly, nonstop, and it moves fast, you need a good amount of capital for it to be worth the buy. I invested like $250 or something, and it actually went up a good amount, and I still didn't make that much money. So you need a lot of capital. And, with gold and silver, I just want to remind everybody, it is not a competition of who has the most or anything like that. Don't get caught up in that. And don't get caught up in the pumpers telling you it's going to be 75 an ounce or gold is going to reach 5,000 an ounce. Don't listen to that. Put your head down and buy whatever you can afford, little by little. And eventually you'll have a decent amount of silver. One day you'll pay attention, you'll be like, oh man, I actually have a good amount of silver or a good amount of gold. Buy at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with buying at your own pace. And it's gold and silver is steady. So now that you see gold going up, don't go crazy and start buying all this gold. I always say never to buy with your emotion. The same thing with Bitcoin. Now is a terrible time to get in still because it's going up. You don't want to buy with your emotion. On top of that, Facebook is releasing their own crypto, and I don't know what kind of effect this is going to have on Bitcoin. So Libra is the name of this new crypto that Facebook is releasing, and I'm going to tell you what I've done to get involved in a fairly safer way. And of course, any investment there's no such thing as a real safe investment, but so what I've done is I've actually bought some Facebook stock. And the reason being, like I said before, Bitcoin is 24/7 moving, and I don't like that because I don't like to know that my money is being moved up and down as I'm sleeping. So what I've done is I've actually bought Facebook stock to invest in, technically, in this new crypto. It looks good to me. The reason being, and there might be some hiccups here and there, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, of course not, but I like where it's going. Facebook's going to make some money. This crypto is going to actually be backed by the dollar. India has said they're going to be using it along with other countries. Visa, MasterCard, and Uber all have signed contracts that will allow them to use this new crypto. And besides that, Facebook is creating a whole new program and all this stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Facebook. And I've been watching Facebook for a while. And I'm not saying it won't go down. Like I said, all it takes is one little privacy issue or one little hiccup, and it'll come crashing down. But I think Facebook is solid enough to recover, and I might be able to make some money off of it. So that's a short-term investment. Well, not really, because in 2020 is when they're saying they're going to release this crypto. So let's see what happens. But the point of that is I'm getting involved in crypto in a safer way where I can actually watch it, and there's a time frame where it's relaxing. So that way I could catch it. If it's going down faster than I would like, I could get out. Or if I made a decent amount of money and I'm like, all right, I think it's going to come back down, let me get out, I can get out. A lot more control that way than you would with Bitcoin. And besides the fact, like I said, I don't know what kind of effect that is going to have on the prices of Bitcoin. And it's strange because right after they announced it, that they were going to do this Libra cryptocurrency, Bitcoin started going up. So I have no idea. And, it's hard for me to be like, silver and Bitcoin, because I'm far more knowledgeable when it comes to silver and gold than I am with the crypto. But I'm looking at it, and it's so risky to me. It really is. Silver's never going to be worthless. Bitcoin could be gone. It could be worth nothing. Who knows? I just don't trust it. It's all in the cloud. Silver, you have it physically, and it's just nothing like it. It's totally different than anything you could put your money into at the moment. So this is a basic idea of silver versus Bitcoin. Like I said, it really depends on your personal goals. If you want to make money quick, gold and silver is not it. Bitcoin could be it. Like I said, that could be it. The higher the risk, the more the reward. That's how it goes. So if you have the goal to make some money quick, then, look into Bitcoin or Litecoin or any of those. But if you're looking for stability and for something that really will diversify your portfolio, then gold and silver, to me, is the smarter choice. So let's get this started here. I'm going to call it off right here. This is the end. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to continue the conversation with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency along with precious metals. And mostly because I also want to learn a little bit more about cryptos, especially since that could be the future of our currency. That could be the new fiat. So better to get ahead of the game. So let's all share information and knowledge with each other. That way we can all grow with each other. So I hope you like this podcast. I'll be doing another one hopefully soon. Maybe somewhere in the comments I'll get an idea for another discussion. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks for listening, and later.